DualScreen77, one of the few anime poopers out there and the last member of the Gaston gang I haven't interviewed yet. Good evening, and how do you do today?
I'm doing great right now. I'm glad I get to be a part of your show.
Let's go ahead and get this question out of the way. What made you want to poop this certain strange and, I don't know, exotic source?
Well, I've been in the anime for quite some time now. At first, when I wanted to get into video editing, I wanted to make little AMV type clips where the characters would lip sync funny audio and stuff like that. But after I got into YouTube Poops, I decided to just use some animes I liked, and I like that result so much more because it's a lot funnier.
So how did you find YouTube Poop?
It was a few years ago that my brother and I were on YouTube doing what most people do on the site, and that's looking for funny stuff to watch. Then we came across these videos where people would throw in censor bleeps over clips of people talking. These videos were called unnecessary censorship videos, and they were pretty funny at the time. But then one of the videos had the words YouTube Poop in front of it, and the guy who made that video had YouTube Poop in front of his other videos. So at first I thought it was something he called his videos, but after looking it up on YouTube I found that lots of people were making YouTube Poops too, and I got hooked on it fast because these videos had more than just bleeping or lip syncing to them. And before you knew it, I was quoting CDI stuff at school with my friends.
I'm going to ask you this because this is always a funny question. Tell us about your first YouTube Poop.
Oh yeah, my first YouTube Poop. Originally, I was going to make a Flash Poop that was going to be a parody of the Dateline NBC show To Catch a Predator, where the king was going to get busted by Chris Hansen. But then as I started on it, I just found it was going to be way too much work for it to be any fun for me to make, and then it got stale. I had a friend at school who told me about the word lolicon and what it was. Since it was such a funny sounding word with a sick meaning, I made the title The King's Quest for Lolicon, and I came up with the plot of him wanting to get some, and then yeah, you know how it went from there. Jeff Lindblom's video What is Spaghetti was a source of inspiration to me at the time, so I tried to make my video have a similar feel to it, which now looking back I say I failed to do so. But still, I had a lot of fun making it, and it was great to see other people laugh at something I made.
What made you decide to go on the word splicing route? Did you just all of a sudden find that you were good at it?
Really, this goes back to the whole AMV type thing I originally wanted to do. Because when I was watching YouTube Poops for the first time, I heard the characters in the videos say things that they did not originally say, which I found to be hilarious, because I was also wondering how they did that. But then after watching more videos, I kind of picked up how the process is done. So then I tried that in my first video and kept doing it in all of mine, and I got better at it. It could be a bit tedious sometimes, looking for the correct sounds for words, but the end result is always worth the effort. I mean, getting a character to lip sync something is one thing, but getting them to say something new is a whole entirely different thing. Plus, when most people see the type of thing for the first time, they're impressed and they think it's funny and they wonder how it's done.
So tell us how you got involved in Jake Steele's three-way collab with Gaston.
It started out when Jake Steele wanted to do a mini collab with Billy Morshoe and I. So we kind of threw some ideas around for sources. Some of these included CDI, anime, some movies, and even Jay Dizzle. Then eventually we decided on Gaston since Jake at the time never used it, and Billy Morshoe and I wanted to mess with scenes other than the Gaston song.
How long have you been making poops now?
As of 2 weeks ago, February 17th to be exact, I've been making YouTube Poops for 2 years now. Yeah, it's been quite a while.
Is there any particular source you use that's kind of near and dear to you? You know, one that you actually love to use? I mean, like one particular show, a show's character, or something like that.
Well, Azumanga Daioh is one thing I would like to work with more in the future, and I hope I could make another 1 or 2 videos using that as the source. Also, I really like to work with the Gaston clips because they're so exploitable and I always have a fun time working with them. I mean, I don't plan on making another full video about him, but I'll throw in the occasional Gaston joke into my videos.
Let's see, Jake still asked me to ask you something. I wrote it down somewhere. Let me see if I got it somewhere in these... Dang, I swear I had it somewhere. Oh, here we go. He says, What is it with you and your fascination with the purple-haired twins? Do you have a comment on that question?
I have no idea what the hell he's talking about.
Okay, down to a less strange question. How does it feel to be one of the few metal poopers out there?
I don't exactly call myself a metal pooper, but I can see where you're coming from because I have thrown in a couple of Iron Maiden or Metallica songs in my videos before. But I just mess with the audio and I haven't messed with actual videos of metal songs in the style of Billy Morshoe or Gary Busey. But I do plan on making a couple of music-themed YouTube poops sometime in the future.
Alright, so what editor are you using now?
At first, I tried to use Adobe Premiere CS2 and CS3, but I never really liked those programs and they never worked for me. So then Billy Morshoe gave me his copy of Sony Vegas Movie Studio Platinum 8, which is like a lesser version of Sony Vegas, but it does everything a YouTube pooper would want it to do. So I made my first video, The King's Quest for Lolly, with that, and every video I've made up to this day, and I'm still using it.
Who's your favorite poopers right now?
My favorite YouTube poopers are Billy Morshoe, Jake Steele, and Master Guana. I also like Crubbo Productions, May AIDS, and Jeff Lindblom, but I like their older videos compared to their newer stuff. Also, Raddock and James Deff have made some hilarious videos, so I like them also. And I like you as a YouTube pooper because you've made some pretty good videos yourself.
Is there a source that you absolutely cannot stand?
Well, when it comes to that, I don't really care what the source is, just as long as the video's good.
Alright, we're almost done. What have you got to say to every pooper out there in the world? What you got to say?
First off, I'd like to thank you for doing an interview with me, and to everyone else, I'd just like to say, just keep going at it. Just keep making the YouTube poops you like to make. I mean, and have fun with it, because that's really the reason why we do these in the first place.
Well, alright, DualScreen, you have a nice day. I did your frickin' interview. Get the fuck out of here. See ya.